Welcome to the You Can Man podcast, episode 14. I'm Josh.
I'm Tim.
And I'm Dave.
And on this week's episode, Father's Day Gift Guide 2019.
All right, guys, welcome back. At the end of the last episode, I talked about Amazon Basic Oil, and I said we got to talk about this. Have you guys even heard of it?
I've never heard of it, and I can guess what it is. I can't believe Amazon's selling oil, though.
Yeah, is there something special about Amazon oil?
Nope, not at all.
Is it cheap? It's got to be cheap, right?
It's cheap. Well, I guess that's the special thing about it. Obviously, it's cheap, which is why I'm so excited about it. But it meets or exceeds some of the best oils out there. So it has the same rating as Mobil 1 full synthetic, okay? And it's cheaper.
Is it synthetic oil or conventional?
Oh, yeah. Nothing but full synthetic for my rides.
Obviously.
And if you're a Prime member, I'm guessing that ships for free.
Of course.
Wow,
2
that's
days.
pretty good. It's got some weight to it, oil. So
Yeah.
It's still not going to get me to change my oil.
Same
I'm
here.
a little bit intrigued because, every once in a while you got to top it off, right? So maybe I'll sneak up on some. How many? Do you have to buy a case of it, or do you?
No, you can buy it by quart. I mean, you can do the five quart jug, obviously.
Nice. Yeah.
But the Sienna takes 6 quarts, actually 6.4, I think. And so I bought individual quarts.
So is that the only place you're getting your oil from now?
Ooh. I think so. I mean, I'm going to try it out. I mean, it's not like I'm going to notice some difference.
Can
But
you-
I did some research. I watched some YouTube videos. Some people did some tests, at-home tests, not like some scientific thing. But it's approved by the American Petroleum Institute.
Nice.
And it has the same rating as Mobil 1.
it's all the same.
Yeah. People go back and forth all the time about oil. Like, this one's better, this one's better.
Yep.
You know what?
I don't know.
Toyota ain't going to know the difference.
Yeah.
Will they pick up your used oil?
No. Just go to AutoZone and dump it off.
It'd be better if Amazon picked it up, though.
I've been telling
know
you
what I
guys,
mean?
it's super easy. I don't know why you guys don't change your own
Yeah.
oil.
It's not that easy because I have a full container of oil, used oil.
Is it open? Like an
No.
open container?
No, it's closed.
So
Well,
it's
then you
easy.
just-
It'd be easy for you to drive somewhere.
It's what I'm saying is it's not easy enough because it's been sitting in my workshop for 3 years.
You need someone to come to your house to do it.
Yeah,
for
I'm
you.
just fearful because I'm the guy that will put it in his trunk and then it'll turn over and it'll spill and you're not cleaning that up.
No, you have to. Maybe I'll link it on the show notes. You've got to get the certain type of oil drain pan that I've got that they sell at Walmart. It's completely sealed off and it sits upright.
Okay.
And it has a handle on it. Super easy. I love going to dump the oil. It's kind of fun. You go in the back.
It's kind of like
Just
going to
take
the
your time.
dump. It's kind of like going to the dump.
Yeah, you just open the big vat back there and just dump your oil in. Usually they'll have some, paper towels back there to kind of wipe up a little mess if you drop it and stuff.
You're going to AutoZone?
Yeah, or any one of the auto parts stores.
Yeah, all right.
We got an O'Reilly's right here.
That's why I asked because
Okay.
that's the best one around here.
All right. So, speaking of Amazon Prime, I'm going on a little trip coming up here, and it's far away. It's in the west, out west, backpacking country.
Be more weird
We're
about
going
it.
to Yellowstone Park, Yellowstone National Park. Never been before outside of a motorhome trip I took with my family 20 years ago.
Fun.
So we just did drive the motorhome, get out, and see all the sites that are basically visible from the street. This trip's going to be a little more primitive. We're not going to be camping, but we're going to be day hiking, miles out and miles back. And so there's a lot of equipment and things you have to know about Yellowstone. And they have bears out there, and while attacks almost never happen,
You're going to take your bear spray, yeah?
still a thing. Everybody says, all the locals, take your bear spray. So we're doing all the precautionary things. But long story short, from Amazon, I ordered upwards of 22 items the other day, and they were all delivered. Most of them were delivered today, and came home to a stack of 7 boxes on
Nice.
Amazon. I was a little embarrassed.
Are you shipping all of that out there? I don't know how you're taking 22.
No, well, the Amazon, if one thing is by itself, they have to send its own box
Right.
with it. So some things were packaged together, other things were packaged separately. But there was a nice little tower of Amazon boxes for all of those things. And again, 50% of them are kind of pseudo survival things. Like if something crazy happened and we somehow got stuck in the wilderness overnight, we would need and we wouldn't want to be without. But we're probably not going to touch those things. They're
So
probably
what you're
gonna
saying,
stay
you're
in the
not gonna,
pack.
you're not going to open them. You're going to return them.
Oh yeah, but I like all that kind of stuff and like to say that I have it. So I'm probably going to keep it.
Cool.
Are you a prepper?
Yeah, I was going to
No.
say put it in your bug out bag.
No, but that's again, if that happened, that'd be a nice.
You've
to
got
have.
your
We should
compass.
we should totally have a show on preppers.
That is
Because
100%
From
true.
3 non-preppers.
I'm of the
No, we need to have a prepper pro on here.
I think that I don't care what you do. If something serious goes down, you're done. You're screwed. Look, you live in the suburbs. If you're already like way out somewhere,
yes, I
cool.
agree.
But if you're in the suburbs, no.
Yep.
Have you been to Costco on a Saturday morning?
Right.
There's not a time. Anytime that I go, it is just like apocalyptic.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you people doing? What do you need? Why? How are there are this many people? Do you guys ever, when you're going through Costco, you have to like pull the cart over to take like a break? Do you ever do that?
Only had the membership for a year, so I'm not super.
Same here, and that's the reason I was gifted a membership, and I reluctantly accepted it and went a couple times. But I won't deal with that kind of madness. It's not fun. I don't think it's worth it. There's too many people. It's crazy.
But I think you're right. In a suburban environment, I think unless you are physically able to fortify your property super quickly with like literal walls and tons of firearms, yeah,
There's going to be hordes of people.
it's everybody going everywhere wherever they want. Like you're not gonna.
You got to be the gray man.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, that's the guy that blends in and into the crowd.
Okay, yeah,
right?
the CIA person.
Yeah. Well,
Gotcha.
Okay.
But you can't really help your family that way. I don't think.
Everybody, you got to have a family of gray men.
Okay, let's definitely do an episode on that.
That's a good episode idea. So Dave, anything from you? You good?
Nothing.
You good?
Super boring week.
All right. Well, today's episode, like we said, is Father's Day gift guide. So what we've done is I just went on the internet. Father's Day's coming up, and I typed in Father's Day gift ideas, and a brand new article popped up from Forbes.com. And I always like to look at these things because a lot of times there's some great stuff on there, like, oh my gosh, that would be awesome if someone gave me that as a gift. But half the stuff is like, well, that's ridiculous. I don't know if I'd ever use that or what even is that thing. So we're going to go through some items here on this list, and we're kind of going to give our takes on them. So we're going to pull up the item, give a little explanation of what it is, how much it costs, and then we're going to each give our opinion on said item.
That sounds like fun, but first, I got to know, why were you even doing this to begin with? Did your wife ask you, what can I get you, or were you looking up something for your own dad?
No, thank you for, this is going to give me some extra credit points with my wife. She actually said, why don't you guys do a take on a list? And Father's Day popped up into my mind because it's coming up. So
Okay.
this is actually my wife's topic idea. So
Good job,
thanks to her.
Josh's
And
wife.
our basic premise behind it was there's all these kind of lists. There's a list for everything because a lot of it's just clickbait, right?
Yes.
And you click on some of this stuff and it's just ridiculous stuff. Why in the world did you put this on there? So I think we'll come across that on this list. But first, I did want to ask you guys, scale of 1 to 10, how important is Father's Day to you?
Are there numbers lower than 0?
Exactly. See, that's what I was going to say too. I could care absolutely
Yes.
less. I think it's more for the other people. I'm like, I don't care.
100%.
But I guess for my kids, it's nice for them to like make a little card for dad or like.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It does feel like it's more for the other people.
Yeah, I don't like holidays that aren't, I guess, actual like.
Have like real meaning.
Yeah, like Christmas or the 4th or Independence Day. Sorry,
Obviously,
I don't even like saying the
Father's
4th of
Day and
July.
Mother's Day, there is meaning behind them, but it does feel forced.
Yeah,
right?
it's almost as bad as
Take this
birthdays.
one day and buy something for somebody because we told
Yeah.
you to.
I think I finally convinced after about 10 years of marriage, my wife, like, Valentine's Day is just not like don't really acknowledge.
I don't know
that
what
it
Valentine's Day
happens.
is, but
Did I say Valentine's?
You were like
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
Wow, Valentine's Day.
okay. ER
Valentine's
time.
Day.
Valentine's Day. Yeah, it kind of we don't register it. It kind
Yeah.
of just happens and goes by.
Yeah.
So I've kind of eliminated
Good
that
job.
one from the conversation. But yeah, fathers don't need gifts. They're super hard to buy for anyway.
Right.
Most dads, if they want something, they go buy it themselves. And most of the things they want
Maybe
are
it's just
highly
us,
personal.
though. I mean, maybe it's just.
I don't.
No?
I think that's a little bit of it, but I
think
feel
it's
like we're
We're in the 90%
Yeah.
of men, of fathers, don't care about Father's Day and would rather not receive gifts. I don't even like, the whole love language thing, the 5 love languages. I don't know if you guys have read those. They're good. They're good guideposts for a relationship. Like my lowest one is gift giving. Like as far as receiving love, that's the lowest thing.
it means nothing to you.
Yeah.
But then you get in trouble when it's someone that you're in a relationship with and they really like gifts, and you're like,
don't talk about my marriage on this podcast. No,
What
yeah,
do you-
no, 100%. That's it. I don't understand what it feels like. I don't understand that it feels good to get gifts. So it's hard for me to be a great gift giver, which causes problems. But yeah, I don't know if anyone else is like that. I just don't like to get gifts. It makes me uncomfortable.
and you're like, why are you so selfish? But it's not that at all,
Right.
It's like it has nothing to do with that
Yes.
whatsoever.
Yes.
It just so happens that that particular person, they just receive love better that way.
Yeah, I think mine is the one I like is words of affirmation. Like all I need is like a pat on the back and someone to be like, I appreciate that, and I'm good to go. Like that's the extent of the praise that I feel like I need. So
Good for you.
okay, so now we can get into the gift guide.
We
Now
just
that
talked
we've-
about love.
now that we've done our therapy session here.
Yeah, what was up with that?
Okay, so we will do item number 1. And again, this is off of Forbes.com 2019 Father's Day gift list here.
I gotta say, I'm
Thought we were
ruining
going to
it.
start again.
Well,
Go ahead.
no. Look, I just want to say that you almost lost me with this list, with the number one item.
Yeah.
Why is this number one?
Yeah.
Josh, kick
well,
it
let's
off.
dismantle this one first. It's number 1 on the list. Now, they didn't say they ranked them, but this is the one that appears
This-
first on their list.
it kicks it off, right?
It is called, and this is for the hobby inclined father. It's from Williams Sonoma, so you can already tell it's probably overpriced. A shiitake mushroom log kit.
It sounds like something you'd get on The Price is Right.
Yeah,
It's so weird and just, I saw it. I don't even know what it is. I don't know what it is.
I think it's like a chia pet, but it grows mushrooms.
Yeah, it's a natural piece of wood that I guess has some sort of fungus on it. It ships, I believe, with no mushrooms on it. You stick it on your desk, and it will start to grow mushrooms.
It grows shrooms for you?
Yes. Now, $30 isn't outrageous to me. I don't want this gift, but
It's not outrageous.
$30 for a log that grows mushrooms. If that's your thing.
It's one of the weirdest things I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
I like the caption. It says, "For the dad who is serious about sustainability, get him his own log to grow mushrooms."
I'm gonna go.
on."
So what we're doing? Are we picking this apart and saying yay or nay? Because
Yeah,
this is
just-
a
you
big.
can-
This is a big nay for me.
Yeah,
I
this
don't
is-
get it.
I would never want that.
Right.
That's ridiculous. You can go in the woods and pick up
There
a
you go.
log and probably get shiitake mushroom fungus.
I don't know.
If you really wanted to do that, it's ridiculous
Maybe-
and stupid.
Maybe if you're a city slicker and you literally don't have any natural things around, maybe this kind of will make your day.
Like
Don't
you've
know.
never seen a mushroom growing in the wild.
Right. Or
You'll
you
think
need
that's
to see one
the
on your
coolest
desk.
thing ever.
Yeah. That sounds like a no-go from the
It's a
three
big
of us
thumbs
here.
down.
Okay, so the next one, also from Williams Sonoma, a Himalayan salt plate with a salt plate book.
Once again, I don't know what this is.
I don't know what this is either.
I don't know what this is. It's apparently an accessory that goes on a grill. So it looks like a slab of salt on some sort of griddle apparatus, and then you place that on your grill and you cook things on it.
People are into some weird stuff.
Yeah, this is a first world apparatus probably,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It says Himalayan, so maybe we're the ones that are out of touch here.
Maybe. I just know that nobody needs to buy anything from Williams Sonoma for me.
Yeah, that's one of my weakest man traits, I think, is grilling anyway.
Yeah.
So this is like way low on my scale of.
So
of
could you
gift.
cook a steak on this?
Couldn't tell you, man. Don't.
I don't know what this is.
If anyone knows what a Himalayan salt plate is, please let us know. But we're gonna pass. It's a hard pass from the three of us on this.
What's next?
Let's go with the Uncommon Goods. It's the brand name Uncommon Goods. Make your own hot sauce kit. So it comes with different toppings, different spices, different
Okay.
flavors that you can mix to create your own personal blend of hot sauce.
So I'm not into hot sauce, but I know basically everybody that's not me is. Like, guys love hot sauce. All right, I see a lot of it at work. Guys are always like just dousing their lunches with hot sauce. I think it's weird,
I've
but
come into hot sauce in
people
the
are
last
into it.
4 years. Like
Yeah.
I went a whole lifetime of zero hot sauce, and then the last 3 or 4 years, I'm getting into hot sauce. don't
people
know.
they talk about flavor, and I'm like, yeah, but like you're going to be in pain. I don't get it.
Well,
doesn't
yeah.
make sense to me now.
Again, now you're getting down a rabbit hole.
Okay, well,
Dave.
with that said, I kind of get this gift idea because I know a lot of people are into it.
Have you tried the Chipotle Tabasco sauce?
No, I don't
Yeah.
like hot sauce.
Okay, you might like this one. Though.
Really?
Didn't I get you into it,
Yeah,
Josh?
no, yeah, it's totally good.
We stock it. I mean, I have it all the time. I put that stuff on tons of stuff, and I'm not
You need
into
to give me a
hot sauce.
sample of it.
It's super good.
Yeah, you've even put it on potato chips.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is good. Yeah.
Eggs, it's so good.
Okay.
All right, I'm hungry now. All right, next one. Let's go to a Carhartt signature utility embroidered tool tote.
You
Oh,
lost.
this is a
You
good-
lost me
this
at
is a good-
embroidered.
Me
yes,
too.
I
this is
mean,
good.
Me too.
I do not want my name on the side.
So this
Yeah.
basically looks like a purse with tools in it.
Yeah, it's Carhartt branded. It's the Carhartt colors. It's Carhartt material, which is all good things. And then it's embroidered. The actual picture has a picture of the tool bag embroidered with the words Toolman Travis.
Who's obviously
On
not
the
a tool
side.
man.
So, yes.
Look, I like this thing. I really do because, I mean, I live in a 2-story house. I'm going into my workshop. I'm carrying like an armful of tools
Yes.
upstairs because I don't want to take my toolbox because it's heavy. I could use this, but I don't need it embroidered with Toolman Dave on it.
Agree. Yeah, guys, women, men, anyone buying for a father, tool tote, great idea. Embroidery, horrible idea.
Yeah, unless you're the VP and you're embroidering the cuffs on your jacket, on your shirt, you know, unless you preside
You're
over many people.
monogramming, yeah,
Right.
okay.
That's the only time that I can see it. Like, don't monogram the tool bag.
Yeah, I would not want to take this bag out of my home
No.
anywhere if it was embroidered.
Yeah.
Negative.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agree. So Carhartt, it's $90. So I mean, I hope this thing is stout. Carhartt makes great products. The embroidery needs to be left off, in our opinion. All right, so this next one is Bose Quiet Comfort 35 wireless headphones for $350.
Tim, go.
Tim,
Look, I can't be spending $350 or have anybody be spending $350 on a pair of headphones. Now, you guys both have these
As
headphones.
he looks across the table at both of us are wearing
Okay,
Bose
now I
headphones.
was thinking about this. So if I was the guy that was constantly in the air, flying back and forth to, city after city,
great point.
I could maybe see dropping the $350 on these really nice headphones. There are much cheaper alternatives that probably sound nearly
Almost,
as
yeah.
good, that you're not really going to hear the difference unless you're a, what are they called? Audiophile.
Yeah.
Right. So because
audiophiles look down on Bose.
Yeah, that is true.
Really?
They do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a yes from me. I don't need them. I don't fly a lot. I do like to hear quality sounding music and audio in general. I'm wearing Bose headphones. This podcast was an excuse to purchase them for myself. So it's a thumbs up for me. If I receive these as a gift, I would love them.
I would feel bad if like my wife bought them for me. I use mine at work. I work in a loud office, and so these were rated as the highest noise cancel. Like they cancel the most noise, so I bought them for work because my office is loud. So I use them for that. I would feel bad if somebody bought them for me, though. I don't know. Feels kind of weird, but it's a good product.
Good
Yeah.
product, little pricey. Let's go to the Shinola large carry-all. So what this is,
Where's that?
it is a leather bag. I think it's towards the bottom of the list here. It's basically a leather duffel bag. Now, the price tag on this one is $1,295. This for me, this is actually on my current list. Like if I have a list put together for Christmas or Father's Day or my birthday, a leather duffel is definitely on there, just like an overnight or more like a weekender bag, I think is what they call it.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Love them. You can do it for way less than $12.95.
Right. I mean, $12.95. That is an eye-watering price for me for a bag. It looks super cool.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sure it's very usable. I was looking at one that was $500. I couldn't spend that much money on a
Agreed.
bag. It's crazy, but really cool.
Yeah, this is a classy gift.
It is a classy gift for a classy man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is all. And I was going to say this is all in I want to say like relative to how much crazy money somebody
Sure.
might make.
Yeah, dual income, no kids.
Yes.
Because for a lot of people, maybe listening to this, they're like, "That's not a whole lot of money."
Yeah, you don't
But
have two kids in daycare, all right?
I feel like the majority of our listeners, though, obviously, they're listening to You Can Man show. They want to do things themselves.
Yeah.
They're probably going to balk at a price like this and
Agreed.
never in a million years be dropping this kind of money on a leather bag. However, this bag should last you the rest of your life.
Yeah, this is a bag at this price that you should be able to like hand down to like a kid.
It's an
or
heirloom.
something. Yeah,
Now,
I mean,
Tim, see, I can imagine you, much like, so when my dad, when he travels, like a weekend trip, I've literally watched him carry what he's taking with him in his hands. No bag.
Wow.
He like bundles up a shirt and some underwear and some shorts and like he carries it in the car with him.
It's his military background.
It is probably. I mean, it's kind of like the minimalist lifestyle.
So I learned, I went on a international trip with the Clark Howard show. Okay. Or my good friend Joel, we talked about him before. He had one of the questions. I don't ask us anything. He works for Clark. That was my connection with him. Anyways, I won't get into the whole story. But Clark is huge on never checking a bag. So I was not going to be that guy.
No.
Like there's this unspoken expectation. If you go on a trip with him, you do not check a bag because they do not want to be waiting for you, right?
Yeah, but weren't you taking pictures? So, you probably had a bunch of gear with you, didn't you?
Yeah, but I did not
You
check
didn't
a
do
bag
it? Dang.
Yeah.
To where?
to China.
Whoa.
I'm pretty sure I did not check a bag.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
impressive.
Or maybe that was the end of the trip.
I don't check bags
It
either,
was
but I'm
like
not going to China.
It was super light packing. Anyways, that's where I learned how to.
Yeah.
But you don't need all this stuff.
Okay, so leather weekender duffel bag, good idea. You don't need to spend that much money.
Agreed.
And this is a rare one that the three of us would all like this as a gift.
Yeah, nobody's going to turn this down.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks like a
it's
nice
classy,
bag. Everybody
like I
needs
said.
everybody needs a bag, right? To
Yeah,
take a
I've been
vacation.
using for the last 6 years until I just broke it. I've been using a duffel bag that my previous company
Yes.
gave me for my 1 year anniversary,
Yep.
and it finally fell apart at the seams.
But think about how many of those you could buy. I've been using the same backpack that my mother-in-law gave me for, maybe coming up on 10 years. I'm not sure. It's still fine.
Yeah, I
and
might
that's
be
what I
different
use.
though. Every time I travel and I pick up one of those bags, I'm like, ugh. Like, nobody
Yeah.
look at me, please. I know I look like an idiot.
Yeah, I feel like as I'm getting older and shows like Mad Men where guys just had classy things.
Right.
I'm getting to an age where I think I just want some more of that around me.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing.
Anyway, Tim,
Next.
that's a no from Tim, but Tim would still like this as a gift. All right, next is Pottery Barn's. So it's overpriced. Pottery Barn's Craft House Smoking Cloche. Now, is that even the right pronunciation?
No, this
Dave,
is
I thought you would know what
no.
this is. It's also a cloche. It could be cloche. I'm going with cloche.
I bet it's
also
cloche.
called a smoke box. So
I didn't know this was a thing.
a smoking a craft house smoke box. This is for smoking cocktails,
Folks, we're looking at a picture of it looks like one of those jars that you put over a cake. You know what I'm talking about?
A
Like the old-
glass dome over.
So there's a
yeah.
cocktail sitting under one of those, and then it's attached to it as a hose and some sort of apparatus. You smoke a drink.
Yeah.
Get a smoky drink.
Yeah.
Welcome to America.
Yeah, for real, man. It's so
come on,
weird.
You people, what are you doing? Like, really?
Yeah, this I think is as embarrassing as the mushroom log to me. This is a thing that you put a singular cocktail drink, you put it under this dome, this glass dome, and then you pump fragrance smoke into the dome so
That's
that
so
it can
strange.
make the drink taste smoky.
This is for the guy that really enjoys having people over and being like, look what I've got, guys.
Okay, now
And I'm like,
as we're talking about
not
this,
impressed.
what's popping into my mind is at my house I have
I know where you're
I don't even know how to describe it. It's essentially a cooler that makes perfectly clear ice
balls.
like an ice ball. Totally clear. It looks like glass, and so I'm kind of embarrassed about that.
That's cool though. I don't get this.
I agree that it's cool, but I own it. But this is just bizarre.
yeah.
Wait, the thing that you have is an actual ice maker, or is it just like
No,
a
so
thing that you put water
Okay,
in?
now we got to go down a quick rabbit hole. Okay, to get clear ice, you have to have directional freezing. You have to freeze from the top down to the bottom up. So it's essentially a cooler. It has forms in it. It freezes water from the top down. It pushes all the air out, and you get crystal clear ice.
That's
So,
cool.
Yeah.
That's
really
kind of cool. How much
Yeah.
did that cost?
I don't know. I got it as a gift, as a present.
Father's Day. That was a good Father's Day.
I think
gift, man.
it's like an insulated cooler. That's what it is. It's a cooler. I think it was $7,500, something like that.
All right. So I want Tim's take on this next one. This is a craft beer club. So it's like a craft beer of the month club. It's going to run you $42 a month.
It's better than a jelly of the month club. Am I right?
Correct.
Look, $42 a month, ridiculous. Any kind of monthly subscription stuff,
Like a
I
car wash?
automatically am like,
You like a car wash.
yeah, no, not gonna do it. I'd have to
Wouldn't
look.
be prudent.
I mean, who knows what they're gonna send you? Look, it's way too much money. I'm not a
How much
huge,
beer? I don't.
That's what I'm
yeah,
trying to find is how much beer. I can't find.
I don't drink. I don't really drink beer, but I know plenty of people spend more than $42 a month on beer. So how much beer do you get out of this? You know what I mean?
True. We will hunt that down. I'm not finding it right now. So, beer of the month. I'm a 0 on beer. I'm not a beer drinker. I don't enjoy beers. So I'm out on that one.
I
It's a no.
enjoy beer, but I'm always the guy that's, hey, what did you just order? Like I don't usually have an opinion. I'm not the guy that's going to be able to taste like some huge difference from one to the other. I can tell a really good one, but I usually just go off the recommendation of whoever just ordered.
I don't know who this is for because, we're not beer drinkers and we don't really want to get into this, but people who are into craft beer have their own opinions and they know what they like. So they're not, I don't think they would want this.
I'll tell you what it is. It's because you can only get certain craft beers in the state in which you live, right?
Okay.
So here's what you need to do if you're into beer. I have some friends that do this. So I've got a friend in California, and he'll get the special beers that are only sold in California, and he will literally ship them to my other friend here in Atlanta, and then friend in Atlanta will do the same to him. And I think he's got a couple other friends throughout the country that will ship him beers.
So are they the ones who are behind what we're looking at? Is that their
I'm just saying it's all on an individual, much less cost basis.
Gotcha.
So this particular beer of the month club includes 12 world-class craft beers. So
$42
for $42.
Yeah, no.
But over the
Not
but
gonna
over
happen.
for craft beer, if you're looking to expand your palate, like these guys are super into it, maybe that works for you. But it sounds like a no.
It's 3 no's.
from us.
All right, next.
All right, next up is the West Elm Deco barware set. It's a barware set that, all the little tools that are used in making cocktails. I don't know what half of them are. It looks classy. It looks like it's brass with maybe like a marble base or something. A little marble base on it. And all the different tools that are used in cocktail making.
How much did you
Dave, I know you like.
How much did you say it was?
This is $80, which doesn't sound outrageous to me.
You said, I like what?
Yeah, you like cocktails, but specifically old fashioned.
I do. And I have one of these. I don't have this particular one. This one does look classy. I don't really use it. I don't make drinks very often.
This is an item that is a throwback to that Mad Men
It
era
is.
that I was thinking about. And it would be super nice to be able to have this out in your house. But if you have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, you don't have nice things.
It's not practical.
So,
It's going to
yeah.
end up on the floor. Somebody's going to get cut with it.
And so it just ends up shoved in the drawer with
Yep.
the can opener.
That's where mine.
and
I
the
think.
whisks.
I don't even know really where mine is because for that reason.
Tim, would you like this in your house?
Definitely not. No, not into that. But for the guy who is, maybe, I don't know. I feel like the guy that's into that has already got a set. But would they like it enough to want to upgrade to some just nicer looking set?
Mm-hmm.
This one looks
Maybe.
cool. It looks
Yeah,
cool.
this
Like
is- this
it
is
almost is decoration.
Yeah,
for
this
me.
is a West Elm thing, and they're into the whole modern. What do they call it?
classy chic.
Yeah, whatever.
What?
I have no idea. What is that called? Country classic chicy?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
You
about?
talking about more vintage, classic kind of
Yeah,
stuff?
there's a word, and I'm blanking on it, and I know it really well. but,
is it handcrafted?
Oh.
No, not handcrafted. No, just the throwback look.
Okay.
They do a lot of that.
Steampunk.
And so this could be a decor piece, and they actually call it decor. So $80 doesn't seem terrible for it, but not really practical for us here at the You Can.
It seems like we're turning down the majority.
really are.
Yeah, I think I think it kind of goes a little against the grain of what we kind of do here. Is that we. That's not fair to say that we don't, splurge on anything because Dave's number one
All right,
splurger. I'm
okay.
number 2 splurger.
Okay, so for those of you listening, when you're just like agreeing with us, we do have some that we're going to bring to the table that we actually would like to have, and we think would be actually a really good purchase.
Yeah.
Are we going to do that now?
No.
Or are you going to keep
let's,
going?
Let's go through a couple more.
Let's do a couple more. Okay. Baxter of California Razor set. Now, the Razor set is $260. I think it's the one that's at the very end of the list. It includes a razor, a badger hair, I'm guessing, brush, and
What the heck
a
does that mean? Badger hair. That's
badger
made.
hair. Yeah.
I have
That's
always been. I've never
that's
had
what
one of
brushes
these.
are made of.
Yeah, well, so
The
the
good
nice
ones,
ones,
the nice ones,
they're
yeah.
supposed to like open up the pores when you use them. So that what I'm talking about, like the old school
Yeah, yeah.
brush with
Yeah.
the shaving cream. I've always wanted one. I don't know.
So this
Often I'd
one,
use
this
it.
one's chromed out. It's got a straight razor blade and a badger hair brush for $260.
It's a little steep.
Here's my opinion on this. It's very personal to me. A razor set. Now I know most of us are like disposable razor guys, so
Well, we
Maybe
talked
it doesn't
about
matter.
last podcast or the one before. That I haven't changed out my razor in like 4 years.
But if
I'm the
if I'm
same way.
having one of these, I am doing extensive research, and I will admit I've actually already bought not a full set together, but I've bought a straight razor set to explore when I'm ready to get rid of my beard. But I did a lot of research on the blades and the handle and all that stuff. Being given this feels a little intrusive. Like this is like a
Whoa.
personal item.
if somebody gave me this feels super classy. I'd be
Okay.
like, okay, cool, thank
Yeah.
you. Where's my bag? Where's my leather tote?
Would it just sit on your bathroom?
It would sit there and get water all over it and get dirty, and I would never use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could care less
But it's
about
cool.
it. I'd be
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's nice, but why did you get me that?
Also,
for
all three of us have
260.
beards, and so we don't really.
Yeah. This is the wrong podcast for the shaving gifts.
All right, what's next?
Let's make this the last one off the list. This is going to be the Oliver Peoples Finley Esquire sunglasses for $375.
Not for $375.
All
Yeah,
right.
do you have
It basically always comes back to that because I'm like, some of these things are nice, but ain't no way I'm going to let somebody spend that kind of money on a pair
Oh.
of sunglasses.
Totally, I know exactly.
They get
what you mean.
lost. You spend tons of money on sunglasses, don't you?
All right, I was hoping we wouldn't do this one because I own almost these exact sunglasses. So
No.
I own Oliver Peoples, a different type.
Wow.
I did not spend $375 on them.
Okay.
You can buy them for overseas for a lot cheaper.
It's good to know.
I'm still embarrassed. So that's one of my vices, are nice sunglasses.
Well, here-
so I own a pair.
That's
and my
a
wife,
new one for me. I'm going to have to add that to the list, Dave.
What?
That's also one of your nice thing.
Yeah,
vices.
I want to say it's my only one. It's not my
Watches,
only one.
knives.
Yeah, I don't have like super nice watch. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. But my wife bought me a pair of Oliver Peoples sunglasses for last Father's Day.
That's a classic gift. Now, here's my take on the glasses. I would love nice glasses, but I've literally, the longest I've ever really owned glasses is like 6 months before I've lost or destroyed them.
I was about to say stop talking, Josh, because I've known you for however many years, and we will be out on like the surface of the sun, and you don't wear sunglasses.
I'm the same way.
I do not understand it. I don't get it.
Do you know what?
It's so uncomfortable.
It's something to keep up with that I just don't have time or
But
capacity
the sun
for.
is just like burning holes into
It's
your
never
retina.
bothered me. I've literally said,
I
know
guess
that-
I'm jealous.
Listen, I'm fully aware that this sounds completely stupid, and I need to be wearing sunglasses because it's probably doing damage to my eyes.
Especially with people with lighter eyes.
But I've literally said I like to see the world for how it is.
Okay, that doesn't
yeah,
make sense.
I know.
that's
Does that
random,
sound weird?
That's random and weak.
Because
but
yeah, no, it's
Through squinted eyes, and you're getting like a headache because you've been
and
squinting outside
getting
all
those
day.
crow's feet going.
Yeah, it blows my mind. I'm like, how are you not wearing sunglasses?
I will make an effort to get. I also don't think I've ever had a pair of sunglasses that I've truly liked. Like I think they've been either like my wife came home. She used to work for a prominent water heating company that sponsored a NASCAR, and she came home from a race with these brand new. I can't remember the name of them, but they were super nice. All the drivers were wearing them, and I wore them, and they fit and they were comfortable. But I looked like I was a NASCAR driver.
I was about to say, not fashion conscious.
Feel like super good about wearing them. But
So that's 2 no's and a yes for the sunglasses.
yeah, I would take those. That's too much, though.
That's-
that's a broken record.
It's a ridiculous amount of money for a pair of sunglasses.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to one more that's on the list that Tim wanted to mention, and I think it was the boots,
what was the
trail shoes, or
Yeah.
something. He said
and the only reason what was the price on those actually?
they were. It is $150.
Okay, so I have a pair. They're Solomon's, right?
Yep.
I bought a pair of Solomon's before I went on a trip in 2010. I still wear them.
Nice.
Durable
Now I
shoes.
did have to glue the sole back, and it's starting to come back apart again. Now, at this point, obviously, they're just like work in the yard shoes.
Okay.
But they lasted for. I mean,
Yes.
it's 2019, guys.
Solomon's are legit as far as trail shoes go. They are actually, and I just randomly going to Yellowstone was talking to this dude at REI who knew everything there was to know about trail shoes. Solomon's are built for people with narrow feet. So I have really wide feet, so they don't work for me. But shoes to me are also one of those really personal things. Like, I don't trust somebody else to buy me a pair of shoes.
Yeah,
That's-
if they buy you shoes, they're going to be the wrong ones. You're not going to like the color. They're not going to fit.
they're
or something.
so finicky, with all the different.
You gotta go
sizes
try 'em
and
on.
stuff. Yeah, you got.
Now I only paid. I got some crazy deal on mine. I think I paid $40 or something.
Yeah, all these this is list price. You can get all this stuff for cheaper.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, now what are the items that you guys think that you would personally like to have and you would receive and be like, that's a good gift. I will accept that.
All right, so mine, I'm not going to say that it's something that I want, but I was having a conversation with my brother-in-law, and he said, you know what I want people to buy me for like Christmas and Father's Day, anytime somebody needs to give me a gift, are like the stereotypical socks. So you know how that's like I feel like that's the stereotypical thing you get your dad for Father's Day is a pair of socks. He made a good point. He said, I always need dress socks, and I never buy them for myself. He's like, so I just need people for Christmas, Father's Day, buy me some socks, I'm good to go. I think
right.
I'd be disappointed if somebody got me socks for Father's Day, but
Socks are they're kind of personal, but if we're talking dress socks, like just random, like whatever pattern dress socks, I'm good with that. It's a solid
like
gift.
world's best dad, you don't want that on there, right?
Maybe
no-go.
that could be funny. Mine is currently, I think I mentioned it on a previous podcast, is laser level. Like a really nice gimbal.
That'd be cool.
Laser level. Like that would be kind of an ultimate Father's Day gift. The Weekender duffel bag, again, if it was like $300 to $400 for a
It'd be a
Weekender
good one.
real leather duffel bag.
Solid gift.
Those would be solid. Those are
Even
mine.
at that, I couldn't do it. I've actually got two, all right? And this has been actually mentioned, I think, several times on the podcast, the 3M Work Tunes.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
Okay.
That's a great gift.
For those of you who haven't heard previous episodes, it is ear protection. So just imagine over the ear protection. 3M makes those. They've been making them for a long time. It's that with their headphones with Bluetooth. So you can either get them with Bluetooth only or Bluetooth with the FM
AM transmitter.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you can listen to the radio. I don't have those. I have the Bluetooth ones, and I can't imagine yard work without
Yeah,
them.
they're solid.
Yeah. And then my other one was, do you guys have a zero gravity chair? Like
I do.
A folding.
You made me get one.
I don't know what that is. Oh,
So
I've seen
I've
you sit in
seen-
it. I'm too tall for it.
The one that I have is wearing out, so I'm starting to think about I need to replace this.
I'll
They
sell
have-
you one of mine. I've got 2 brand new ones.
But is it padded? Have you seen the padded
No.
ones? Okay,
Like
so
full padding?
Yes.
No.
okay, Cabela's or
Okay.
what is it now? Bass Pro Shops.
Yeah,
I think
they're
they're
all the
one.
same.
I think it's one company now. Anyways, they have some really really nice ones, and I would like the one that is oversized.
Yep.
You know, because I feel
Mine's
like
a little short.
The
I
standard,
agree.
yeah, for taller guys.
Yeah, I've sat in yours. I mean, I'm taller than most. I'm 6'4", but I don't fit in it. But I like it. I want to fit in it.
Yeah, so comfortable. So that's what I would say.
Those are solid. All right. Well, I think that wraps up our list on the Father's Day gift guide. So if you agree, disagree, let us know. Hit us up on social media. Send us a voice memo, whichever way you'd like to get in touch with us.
Yeah, we'll probably hit up more of these list kind of things and give our opinions on other ridiculous stuff.
Send us lists, too, if you have an idea. Say, I want to hear these guys' take on that. Send it to us.
And we did want to remind everybody we have an ongoing Ask Us Anything. So you can go to our Instagram, and I have a highlighted story there, and then you can just respond there. Or you go to our website, youcanman.com. You can shoot me an email, tim@youcanman.com. Multiple ways to get in touch with us. Leave us a message on our Facebook page, which I think we're just about to maybe launch a Facebook group.
Nice.
Maybe. I don't know if it's too soon for that, but we'll see. Anyways,
Tell us if you want it.
yeah,
folks.
we so appreciate all of our listeners and the feedback that we've gotten so far. Also, did want to quickly mention before our break, if you haven't already done so, go and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We would love a review because that gets us kind of more exposure, kind of higher up in the rankings maybe, and more people would be able to check our show out. So we will be back after the break.
This episode is sponsored by 1776 United. 1776 United is a patriotic and historically inspired lifestyle brand. They make the best patriotic shirts and apparel on the market today. I personally own many of their products, and if you want to don patriotic gear without looking gaudy, check them out on Instagram, Facebook, and at 1776united.com.
Okay, guys, welcome back. Josh, it's your week for our bonus segment. What do you have for us?
Yeah, so I've got a topic that I think is bothersome to a lot of folks. It causes a lot of drivers some angst, and the topic is turning right on red.
Okay.
So, there's different tiers of drivers. And again, I'm sure almost everyone considers themselves a good driver. But there's definite tiers of drivers, just that personally. Like, I'd put us all, the three of us around this table,
Top tier.
like, I could sleep while you guys drove,
Yep.
and it would be a non-issue.
I've often thought that the color of our car should indicate our level of driving.
I like
I want
that
that
too.
to be a thing. So, like, if you're driving a black car, you are the top of the top.
Yeah, or a sticker, like a special sticker or
Yeah.
something. I agree.
I've had the idea. We talked about this before. Everybody has this little screen in their back window, their glass or whatever. And it has points. And then each car has the ability to
How do you get
give
points?
or deduct points.
Yeah,
I like that.
sounds like a great and a terrible idea. I
Yeah,
want to
very-
see what happens.
Very Orwellian, yeah.
I mean, you'd have to, I don't know, you'd have to punch in like their code first.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
or maybe you just remember it and then you do it later.
I feel like years ago I heard there was an app that, and it might still happen overseas, but there was an app where you could like capture someone's car and then like give them bad reviews.
I really
and
like
stuff.
this idea.
But it like went away somehow.
I
don't
do
know,
think at the
legally.
bare minimum, there should be a graduated licensing system.
Yeah.
So I can go to the course and I can take the the next level up of driving. And then if I get pulled over and I'm at this level, the cop's just like, no, you're good.
Yeah.
We obviously don't have any kind of opinion on this.
Yeah, Germany has it right. There's this guy on YouTube who is from Germany but lives in the States, and his mind blows every time he goes on the road because they know how to drive over there.
Yep.
They for real know how to drive. It's super expensive and hard to get a license over there, and that's how it should be everywhere. Anyway, so right on red. This is an issue that plagues a lot of us. This is the problem when you come up to a light and you're turning right. There's a lot of people, for whatever reason, that don't understand that almost everywhere it is perfectly acceptable to just turn right on a red light. Like, you don't run through it. You come to a stop and then turn. But I've been behind countless people who will just sit at a red light in the right-hand turn lane and not go. And
That's why they have signs that say no turn on
yes.
red, no right turn on red. If it doesn't have the sign, then you can go.
Yes. So I looked into this because I'm like, what's the deal? Why is this thing? And in my mind, I'm like, maybe most states don't allow right on red. And so when people come to Georgia, we have a lot of transplants here, and that's why it's such an issue. Well, no, that's not the case. So states out west for more than 50 years have allowed right turns on reds. Eastern states have amended their traffic laws in the 70s as a fuel-saving measure in response to the fuel shortages in 1973. The Energy Policy and Conservation Act of 1975 went into effect, and it stated that in order to receive federal assistance, states must comply with this allowing right-hand turns. So they must allow right-hand turns on red to be able to get federal money.
Wow.
So it's the law of the land.
Law of the land, right? So, and it was, again, intended to allow traffic to resume moving with minimal risk. So after a complete stop, turning right on red. All 50 states, D.C., Guam, and Puerto Rico have allowed right turn on red since 1980, unless it's specifically stated that right-hands are prohibited. Right-hand turns are prohibited, just like Tim said, by a sign. In New York City, again, it's like a high pedestrian area. It is illegal. It's prohibited in New York City unless it's otherwise marked. So
they have to tell you yes.
Yeah, that's basically the only place that a right-hand on red is not just the norm.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So, folks, let's do some right-hand on red. All right, let's do some right turns on red. As of 1992, the right turn on red is governed federally by Title 42 of the United States Code. So it's the law of the land, just like Tim said. It specifically states, to the maximum extent practicable, consistent with safety, permits the operator of a motor vehicle to turn such vehicle right at a red stoplight after stopping, and to turn such vehicle left from a one-way street
to a one-way street
onto a one-way street at a red light
it's the
after
same thing.
stopping. So if you're in a downtown area, one-way streets everywhere. You can even turn left.
If you're on a one-way going to a one-way, you can turn left.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Now, in Europe, right on red is prohibited unless otherwise allowed. So it's backwards.
Okay.
They
can still do it,
everything
but they got to tell
backwards.
you yes.
Yeah. So, and that's about it. Like, left hand on red, again, across traffic, 36 states allow it. If it's going from a one-way to a one-way, you can take a left on red. 5 states, Alaska, Idaho, Michigan, Oregon, and Washington, so all mostly Pacific Northwest, allow left-hand turns onto a one-way street, even from a two-way street. So you can turn across traffic onto a one-way street left-handed in those 5 states.
So why do you think that people don't do this?
I don't think they know. They're uneducated.
All right. What I think it is people who are just hesitant to, like take the plunge or whatever. Everybody needs to know that you need to be turning right on red. If you don't know it, you're dumb.
Those people, those hesitant people, are also known as bad drivers.
Yes, absolutely.
Because you cannot be hesitant, that you are dangerous if you are hesitant.
Now, look, this is
operating
something,
a motor vehicle.
It doesn't really hold me up. I don't use my horn very often at all. I really don't. I don't like to use it. But when somebody is not turning right on red and it's very clear that they can, old Dave's bringing the horn out, okay, and I'm bringing it out with some anger.
Yeah.
Like, get moving.
Yeah. Also, there's lanes, especially coming off interstates, that have keep moving signs. And people, again, it's that right-hand turn. They got to get moving.
I'm getting hot. I'm
One
getting
thing
riled
I
up.
do like around here, and I've noticed it, I think some other suburban areas have had it, but it's just been in the last 4 or 5 years, is the flashing left-hand turn arrows. They're everywhere around here now, which I love because it used to be they would just shut down. Like if you're not on a green arrow making a left and it turns red, that's it. Like it's game over. You're just going to sit there.
Yeah.
Instead, those things are turning yellow now and flashing and giving you the opportunity to, when it's clear, make that left.
Yeah, I love that. The local city, like the city limits of where we live, Marietta, Georgia, within the city limits, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, late at night on this one road, they'll do that for all the lights, not just the turn signals. So like going, down the main thoroughfare will be flashing red, or no, sorry, flashing yellow, so you can just go. But then if you're turning onto that main thoroughfare, like take a left, it'll be a flashing red.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a
during the day
two-way stop?
during the day they operate as normal traffic lights, but after a certain hour they just change over to one direction gets the right of way and the other directions have to stop.
Right. So if you guys late at night, like super, super late at night, I'm talking like 3 a.m, if you pull up to a red light,
I will run that.
I will always
Yes.
run that thing.
Yeah.
I'll take a look around, make sure no one's coming, make sure there's not a camera there,
Yep, I'm moving.
and then I just go.
I've got one more thing to touch on related to that. It's something I'm proud and not proud of. I will run red left-hand turn arrows.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be late at night for Josh. He'll
When-
do it broad daylight.
Now, caveat here, it is not a dangerous situation. I'm not doing it to be in a hurry, but if I'm sitting at a left-hand turn arrow that's red and I can see for a half a mile and there's one right outside of our neighborhood, if I can see a half mile down the road that there's no traffic, I'm not going to sit there for 3 minutes waiting on the light to cycle. And I'll do a U-turn. It's a U-turn.
Yep.
U-turn, left-hand red turn arrow. Y'all can come get me if you need to.
I know the exact light
But
you're talking about.
I just do a U-turn there. I'll do it on Sunday mornings because there's nobody on the road, and it's not a thing about being unsafe or cool or whatever. I don't want to sit there for 3 minutes because some engineer decided that we need to sit.
Hey,
there
watch
for
it.
3
All
minutes.
right,
Totally
watch with the
agree.
engineers.
Totally
I
agree.
used to completely disagree with you, Josh, and we had some pseudo arguments about it. I'm totally in your court now. I do it. I'm not going to say I do it all the time, but I do it every day. Okay.
Yeah, and it's not about being like dangerous or risky. Like, I don't do it with my wife or kids in the car. I've done it with my wife in the car, but I've literally asked permission first. I'm like, how do
Wow.
you feel about me turning here? Because we can see for a mile.
Well, you just
I'm gonna do
know
this.
what's coming if you don't bring
I
it
don't
up
wanna,
first.
Yeah, I don't want to be dangerous.
Yeah.
And also, there's some things that our buddy Adam Carolla from the Adam Carolla podcast does. He will pass a line of cars stopped at a left-hand turn because even if it's like a yellow flashing left-hand turn, whoever's in the front of the line is like super hesitant and they just will not go even if there's room. And so they're backing up 20 cars. He'll just pull out around them to the right of the line and just
Whoa, that's a
cut across.
16-year-old move.
That is borderline dangerous, but he drives race cars, so he probably can
That's
do it.
dangerous, stupid, and you're going to cause a wreck. I completely disagree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with
I
you on
think
that.
so.
I
He's
think
good
it's a
to do.
little, maybe a little more than reckless, right? That's pretty bad.
He would get the point from me. I don't know what you guys do to shame
Yeah.
other drivers, but I point.
I don't know.
I just give them the point and stare, and I'll
if-
follow them with my finger.
If I'm the second car in line behind the super hesitant person,
I'm
and
pretty
I
sure you've done this before,
If I
Josh.
see the guy go around me and the guy in front of me, I think I would have.
You give him a
little
nod?
I think I'd have a little respect for him because I'm like, he's not standing for this. He's not going to wait on that
yeah, I
person.
don't know. Have you guys heard the horn on my 98 Explorer?
No,
No. Oh, yeah, I
It's
have.
so weak. I think that it's like a.
it's supposed to be a dual tone.
it's
it's
supposed to be because you're supposed to get the dissonance, right?
Yeah.
But yours, you only have one horn, like one tone.
I think one of them went out, and
Yeah.
I just have the
Yeah.
higher one, so it's just like.
You sound like a Corolla. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I think that about does it. If you didn't get anything else from this, that in all likelihood, it is okay to turn right on red. So y'all out there listening, just go ahead and do it and tell all your friends.
Please.
And the world will be a better place.
It will.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening. As always, check out our show notes on youcanman.com. Check out our Facebook page, which I think we're about to turn into a Facebook group.
Nice.
Whoa.
So you can ask us questions easier, maybe interact with some of the other You Can Man listeners, and check us out on our Instagram page. And also, please take some time to subscribe to our channel, and please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. That would help us out greatly. Thanks for listening.